Alright, let's mix a new mold from jewelry resin and acrylic. Here's the deal. My name is Natalia Rumina, and this is your ultimate resin guide and beyond. The silicone mold I'm using is from Art for Star, and I have a discount code for you. I'll leave a link in the description. It's brand new, glossy, and I didn't clear or cut it with anything. But if your molds aren't as fresh, grab some tape to remove dust and finish up with the wax release agent I have from Resin Pro. This will help the mold shiny for longer. For the resin, I'm using crystal jewelry resin from Resin Pro, and guess what? You can snag 10% off with my promo code NATIROOM. Don't forget to use it at checkout. I mix it with the blender, clear the bubbles with bubble remover from resiners, and pour just over half of it into the mold. I'm working in two stages here. First, I create smoky clouds, and later I add some mountains. And here's a crucial step to make sure everything's turned out perfect. The resin needs to reach out a jelly-like consistency, but don't let it stand cured in the cup. That's why I poured it in the mold right away to keep it as clear as possible. While it's settling, I color a small amount of resin with alcoholic pink ink and white pigment, then wait a bit longer. If I start too early, the resin will just sink to the bottom in blushes, especially the white resin, since the white pigment is super dense and heavy. Only when the resin is thick, like honey, do I start working. I test it with a toothpick and use it to draw pattern gently. Make sure not to scratch the mold. I move on carefully to avoid messing up the swirl and descripting what's already there. First I add pink, then white. Once everything has hardened, it's time to create the mountains. You can use foam or, like me, leftover clouds passed from AliExpress. Using a utility knife, I cut out uneven mountain shapes and painted them entire place with black acrylic paint. Let it dry completely. Next, I mix UV resin with white pigment and Photoshop powder and dab it onto the mountain shapes. And since my idea is to make nighttime mountains with glowing pink clouds, I'm using only a small amount of light spots. After curing it under a UV lamp, I attach a little patches of foam or pasta onto the UV resin and seal everything with a black resin. You can use any viscosity resin for this step. I use transparent, it's liquid resin, transparent resin from Resin Pro. Ta-da! Up next, I planning to create a lamp with the mountains and white clouds. For even more tips, tutorial, check out my private lesson on Telegram. Message me if you like to join or my learning platform Patreon. Have a nice day. Bye.